Install a stereo in a Hyundai Sonata. Hyundai is one of the two car manufacturers in South Korea. As they began their venture into the world of motor vehicles, they started out in the Asian markets. Due to their success in that market and the continuous research and development in cars, they were able to break through to the US markets, selling cars and SUVs jam-packed with practical and convenient features while still maintaining a substantially low retail price. One such line that they launched with great success is the Hyundai Sonata. This car is considered to be one of their top sellers and basically introduced Hyundai as a major player. The only thing that a lot of people grumble about with the Hyundai Sonata is the unappealing sound of the audio system, particularly the head unit or car stereo. It is known that in order for Hyundai to maintain the low price of the car, it skimped on some aspects, one being the car stereo. Not to fret though, you can always replace it with a new one. Here are the steps on how to do it. Removing the dash panel. The first part is the hard part. Yes, you will need to remove the dash panel in order to access and remove the old stereo. Unfortunately, this is where the task becomes quite complicated, as you will be required to detach and disassemble a number of components prior to actually prying the dash panel open. Start with the coin holder. You will have to open it and take out the screws there, about 2 screws total. Once that is done, you will need to disconnect the power from the cigarette lighter. To do this, simply remove the trim surrounding the gear shift by prying it up. This will allow you access to the cigarette lighter wire. Disconnect it. Once that is done, proceed to the stereo trim panel. To remove this, you will need to locate the rod under the glove compartment. Once you do, you will find a couple of screws which you will need to remove. There are 2 in total. This will free up the rod. To finish this phase, disconnect the wire going into the rod. At this point, you can slide the stereo trim panel off. The stereo should be accessible now. Remove the old stereo. There will be a total of 4 screws keeping the stereo in place. Remove them and slide the old stereo out. At the back, you will find a wire harness. Remove it and install the wires into the new harness. Discard the old stereo and proceed to installing the new one. Install the new stereo. Connect the new harness with the wire installed as well as the antenna cable into the rear of the new stereo. Once that is done, slide the new stereo into the housing. Secure it in place by reinstalling the 4 screws. Once the stereo has been secured, test if the stereo is working correctly. If it does, then proceed with the reinstalling of the stereo trim panel onto the dash panel. Don't forget to reinstall the rod you removed under the glove compartment as well.